This is a brief demonstration of utilizing the CIPS IT Skills Assessment tool. You can access the CIPS IT Skills Assessment tool either via the homepage or on the menu under Certification, you'll see Skills Assessment and Career Planning. You scroll down, you'll then see the link to get started and assess your IT skills and plan your IT career. At which point, you'll be asked to log in with your CIPS member login. Now, when you log in for the first time, you'll be asked to complete some surveys. And the surveys will essentially discover what skills you have in various areas and what levels. Now, if you like surveys, or especially if you have a lot of experience, then you're going to want to pick one of the options further down, such as senior digital professional, more senior level positions. While if you're looking just to do a brief survey, or if you're just starting out in your IT career, then you could select the beginner one. Now, even if you select the beginner one, after you complete the surveys, you can then go in the planner section and add additional skills and edit the levels of skills. So if you prefer, you could spend more time in the planner versus spending the time in the surveys to discover your skills. So in this example, I'm just going to quickly click beginner just to give you a brief demonstration. So when you start the surveys, you'll see that the variety of surveys are listed, how many questions they have, as well as the estimated time for each of those surveys. You can start and come back to these surveys at any time, so it's not something that you have to sit down and complete all at once. I also like to note that you'll see it's not only IT skills that we're trying to discover here, but also non-IT skills, such as sections like people and skills and relationships and engagement, because there are a lot of IT roles that require a lot of non-IT skills. So here I'm just going to start the survey, and yeah, it makes sense here. Already read that, and I'm just progressing through it. So I read a question. This question is about autonomy. I can either select work under close direction or from a senior. I'm at the highest organization level, for example. The next one is then asking me about influence. Again, same thing. I just read it, whatever is most appropriate for me based on the description provided. Here we have complexity. So these are basically asking the general skills to determine those SAFE levels, and then the other survey questions will narrow down to discover more specific skills. So here again, we're asking knowledge, read the definitions, and in general, the top is you have basic, and the more you work your way down, the more senior your skills are. So I just completed that survey. Now it's asking me what description best matches my status. So, whatever it is, just go through it, see what best describes you. I'm just clicking just through this quickly, just so you have an idea of what it looks like. And yeah, it's pretty simple. You just keep on going through the survey, read the question, and select the answer that best applies to you. Now I should note, if you do say that you have certain skill, then you will be asked more questions to discover the levels of your skill. Also, to try to discover if you have only knowledge in a skill, maybe you just graduated from an IT program, or if you're proficient, you have some skill, or if you're completely competent, you would just go through that and basically pick the best answer to show what your level is within that skill, and if you just have knowledge or whether you're competent in it. So right here, I'm being asked a lot of questions because I selected, I believe, yes to having the skill. So example, this one is asking me about threat intelligence. If I say no, then I'm not going to be asked those questions. So keep on moving through the survey just so you can get a quick glimpse of it. I'm just going to select no, but again, if you select yes, you do have skills in that area, then it's going to ask you more questions. So you can see I'm over halfway completed here. Of course, I'm just going through this quickly and saying no to most of them. But it gives you an idea of some of the questions that are being asked, the length of the survey, and what you'll be asked to do. So now I'm on delivery and operations, just working my way through the surveys. And again, just for demonstration purposes, I'm just selecting no to most of these skills. But take your time and read the descriptions. And the more time you take, the better output of the report of the various skills that you have that you'll get. However, like I said, if you want to spend more of your time in the planner, which you'll see in a second, you can do just a quick survey and then do that skill selection, level selection within the planner. The difference is that the survey is basically trying to discover what skills you have, while the planner, you're really just looking at the specific descriptions for the various levels of the skills. So here it looks like, yeah, I completed the survey, and now I'm being asked to create an account. If you click that, then that'll give you access to the planner section. And here it's been asked that saying that I've been sent a link to access. However, if you just log in again, in this case, because it logged me out, you have to click login with CIPS. If you log in directly to the CIPS website, then you'll just be taken directly to the CIPS member login box. So this time, when I log in, instead of being asked to complete the surveys, I'll be in the planner section, which will show my results. I also should note that you also be emailed your report, the various skills, once you complete those surveys. Now this section here, this is basically showing an overview of what that report would demonstrate. Now this is a very short report because I said no to basically most of the skills, other than the strategy and architecture section. I said yes to having research and continuity management. So I provided some answers there. But now we're gonna edit the profile. So the first survey questions, we're looking to discover the general attributes. And what I'm going to do here now is click Edit Profile. And you'll see you get a little edit button through each of the various skills. So for example, influence, if I click edit that, it's going to say, provide the descriptions of the various levels, with 1 being the lowest. So here it's saying for influence, I have minimal influence, to all the way level 7. 7 is always the highest, which, would say inspires organization. So if I think that is more relevant to where I'm at, then I would click save changes. And yeah, basically I encourage you to go through each of the general attributes, read them one by one, and see where you're at. Now you see that this all opened up because now we see all the skills that weren't yet inputted via the survey. So I can go to, say, strategic planning is one that I didn't answer those questions. Maybe I missed it. If I were to edit that one, I can see the various levels. And so let's say level 6 for strategic planning, I either have knowledge, proficiency, or competency. So again, maybe I have some knowledge, theoretical knowledge about strategic planning, or maybe I've been doing strategic planning for many, many years and I'm very experienced. So at that point, I would click competent and save changes. And now you'll see that it has highlighted, and it shows that I have that skill now. So even if I click save, you'll see now that that strategic planning has been added. All right, now I'm going to click edit profile again. And even those other skills that I was assessed at via the survey, I can click edit, and then it'll show me at what levels I was assessed at. Again, just read the description. Does it sound like it's you? If no, click none. If you have some theoretical knowledge, then click that option for knowledge and click save. Now, one thing I also want to point out here is the key here. You'll see that it shows whether if it's lightly colored in, that means that it hasn't been selected. Now, what that also shows is, let's say something like information management. There is no Sophia level 1, 2, or 3 description for information management. However, it is showing that you could potentially have Sophia level 4, 5, 6, or 7. Right now, I don't have any, but if I were to click edit, you'll see I'm only given those options for 4, 5, 6, 7. So light means it's potential. That is an option to have that skill at that level. Knowledge is having just lines horizontally. You'll put in a proficiency one, let's say information management, say level 5. I'm going to say proficient. You'll see that that's diagonally. And here you can see this is fully bolded. That means that I am competent in that level. So let's just do a couple more. And you'll see the various sections here. So here we start with the strategy of architecture to change and transformation. Again, I read it. I think, okay, yep, that applies to me. And I believe there's over 121 of these. So here are the people and skills. And again, I'm going to go through those and say, oh, yeah, that sounds like me. Read the descriptions. Am I proficient? Do I have knowledge? Am I completely competent? Here it goes, now relationship management. Here we have sales and marketing. Again, read it, competent. That sounds like me. So I've gone through the planner section. I've either edited my results from the survey, or I just did a quick survey, and now I'm just going one by one, reading descriptions for the various skills and inputting it that way. So now I'm going to go and click save. And so now once you have your output, so this is, my updated output of where my various skills are, at what levels, and, whether it's knowledge, proficiency, or competency. Now I want to do some career planning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, at the top here, I'm going to click assign. And now I can assign both a current role and a future role. So we have some job roles from the CIPS job board in the past, but we also have all these NOC codes that were created by the Canadian government. You can just write NOC in Google, and you'll be taken to the government website, and it'll show you the various descriptions for these roles. So it's a great way to, especially if you're maybe a newcomer to Canada and looking at those NOC codes, we have them inputted as options to be selected. So let's say, currently I am a cloud specialist, but in the future, I really want to be a senior IT project manager. So I've set my current and I set my future. That is one option. What I would also suggest is if you want, you can look at your self-assessment and what you're rated at. So in this description, it's actually saying, oh, records management technician. That's, maybe where I'm currently at. Maybe that's the role I actually have. And, health information management or senior manager or limited data scientist. Here, let's say that's my future role. I'm going to click Save Changes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to overlay the skills required for the current and future jobs that we selected. So just so you can see here, so let's say business skills, it's showing that I'm level 3 for business skills. And if I click that current role of records management, it's showing that business skills at level 3 is required for that current role, so I do meet that. You'll see the legend, it's showing blue. This is blue for the current role, and then all my existing skill levels from my surveys and planner are beside it. So you'll see, for example, at Sophia level 3, if I click none, it's only one column. But if I click a role, then the column is broken up into 2 sections. It's showing my current first, which is showing that it's required, and then also the gray, which is what I assess myself at. So you see the check marks that say, oh, yep, I have all of those. But for my current role, especially this one, it's showing an X. It's saying that I am missing some here, some levels here. So in this case here, it's showing that I have knowledge at level 2. However, for the blue, for the current role, I need to be, it's required, and I'm not yet competent. I only have knowledge. So I need to become more competent at research level 2 in order to meet that requirement. Now, also, if you see the yellows, it's saying you do not have a desirable skill. So it's not required, but desirable. But in this case, it's saying that I do not have a required skill to be competent at that level. So I need to upgrade research at level 2 to be fully competent. So now we're going back to my original record. Now this time, let's set a future role. This time I put data scientist. So for data scientist, for general attributes, you can see all the data scientists ones are in green now. For the future roles, they're all in green. And for my general attributes, I meet all those requirements. I'm level 3 here at fully competent, and everything else I'm higher than the required green. Now, if I go to the skills that I'm assessed at, again, the yellows are showing that I don't have some desirable skills. So in the example, emerging technology, I didn't assess myself at anything. And this is a desirable skill at level 4. So it's something that I might want to obtain that skill. Now below that, if I go to research, this is a required skill. And again, you can see that it's been broken up to level 2. It's broken up to 2 columns. It's showing currently that I have knowledge at level 2 for research, and I need to be fully competent, fully filled in, which is required at level 2 for research. So I need to upskill there. I do have these level 3 requirements, and I am missing this level 4 requirements here. So you can just go through your planner, and basically wherever you see an X, you know that you need to do some upskilling in that specific skill. So again, here, data modeling design, I need to take some professional development or just upskill. Same thing with data science, and same thing with data visualization. So basically a nice way to first assess your skills, 2, see how your skills match for your current job, 3, pick a future role and see what skills are required for that job, and then discover what your skills gaps are with the X's and focus on creating an action plan to develop those skills. Now, if you're ready to create an action plan, you would then at the top click action plan. And it's showing where you have gaps and what the requirements are. And so in this case, let's say strategy and architecture, I want to add an action plan to develop the research skill. So create an action plan. I would write the name and what type of training it is, whether it's an event or coaching or watching a video. Put a description, what date that I would like to do it. I can put a hyperlink to what that program is. And since I've already selected adding an action for research, it's showing already that I'm trying to take that professional development for research. It's a FIA level 2. So here, let's go tests, do a training course, and I'm going to save that action. Now, same thing is, let's say for content authoring. Again, I want to do a program, found it a course online, or I'm going to attend a CIPS event. So let's say CIPS event. And it's happening, let's say, in February. And again, it's already got that selected of I need to get that at content authoring at Sophia level 1. And this is pulling it from the planner of what that gap was demonstrating on the planner section. So save that action. And then you'll get also email reminders from the system saying, you haven't completed your action plan, or it's time to take some professional development for the action plan, to make sure that you stay on track. So yeah, that summarizes the CIPS IT skills assessment tool. Also, if you have any issues accessing your skill assessment, if the planner isn't demonstrating properly, then please send us an email at support@cips.ca. If you completed the skill assessment prior to April 1st, or sorry, I should say, if you started the skills assessment prior to April 1st, but you didn't complete it, then you might need some updating on your account. However, if you did complete it on the old system prior to April 1st, then your skills profile and assessment should be accessible on this newer version of the system.